grocery shopping today at my favorite natural foods market, Integral Yoga. Come on in. When you're buying tahini butter or tahini sauce, it's ideal to get raw because seeds can be really difficult to digest, as well as nuts, raw almond butter, raw cashew butter. When you heat nuts, they tend to oxidize in the stomach. So always make sure that you're gonna get organic and raw. A lot of people ask, am I gluten-free? I'm not gluten-free. I love Bread Alone, which is an upstate bakery, the rye sourdough. It's fermented as well, so that can actually help digestion in the stomach. So those people who are kind of gluten intolerant, if you're not actually gluten intolerant, you might be able to digest sourdough better. So I would try it and see how you like it. I really like the rye sourdough because it's darker and easier to digest. Or you can do the whole wheat sourdough as well, which is amazing. Next up, fermented veggies, my favorite. This is my favorite one by far, the ruby. I could literally eat this out of the jar. It's so delicious. These are an amazing section for the winter. This round one is called kabocha. It's really nutty and dense, and it's really sweet, but also has that like savory texture. So you can just cut this open, roast it, put a little like toasted sesame oil and sea salt, and it's amazing. This one, Delicata, is also very sweet and amazing. I always thought it was just for decor, but actually you can eat it, and it's one of the sweetest squashes ever. You just cut it in rounds, sprinkle a little sea salt and coconut oil, and it's amazing. This one is spaghetti squash, which my son loves. You just cut it in half and roast it, and then take a fork to scrape it out and make spaghetti out of it. A lot of people don't know that you can juice fennel. It's one of my favorite things. It's such a strong blood cleaner and anti-inflammatory. So you just throw in a little fennel, pear, apple, lemon, kale, and it's like the yummiest juice ever. These are my favorite sweet potatoes during the winter. It's the Japanese sweet potato. It's really sweet and really nutty, and you could just roast this up and have this for dessert. When you're buying nuts and seeds, I really love to buy them in bulk to avoid excess packaging, and then if you get too many, you don't want your nuts to go rancid. So I like raw pepitas, which are amazing. I like to toast these myself. You just throw them in the pan dry with a little sea salt, and then you can add them to salads. They're really yummy. This is one of my favorite superfoods. It's a version of algae, kind of like seaweed, and you can find it at the bottom of the ocean. I love to put this in my Dulce Caesar salad dressing or any sort of salad dressing. You just blend it up, and it gives it a really salty, umami taste, almost as if you're putting in anchovies, but it's vegan. The beans are a little hard to digest because they're technically a protein and a starch, but I like to do aduki beans, which are much more digestible than black beans or pinto beans. So when you're seeking out beans, these are ideal. I would say my top 5 spices are turmeric. Getting a good curry powder is great if you want to make some Indian style dishes. A good sea salt is amazing. Always look for sea salt, not iodized salt, which is the bad kind. Cumin,